Hi, welcome to the Fathers of Nations by Paul B. Vitta. This is a plot summary. It's one of the latest texts in town. Fathers of Nations is going to replace the Blossoms of the Savannah, and which is currently done by the last cohorts. And these would mean that things have changed. Now, as things are changing, we are also changing. So here's a summary, a quick survey of the text, and a brief review of what exactly the text is all about. So, welcome to the Fathers of Nation by Paul B. Vitta. Now, Fathers of Nation by Paul B. Vitta is a novel, or is a text set in the contemporary African society, which is the location and the time frame in which a narrative, of course, takes place or took place. In other words, setting is the context in which a story occurs and includes the time, place, and social environment. It is very important to establish the setting of a narrative so that it will be easier to visualize and experience a narrative in its context. Fathers of Nations is a satirical novel and is set in a contemporary Africa. It is a story that brings to us in a satirical way all that has gone wrong in Africa. In this novel, Africa is depicted as a continent where the leaders have made majority of the people voiceless. They are mere spectators as their leaders continually destroy their livelihoods. The leaders have no meaningful development agenda, and the cycle of endless wrangles makes the leaders of Africa look naive, and to say the least, unreasonable. The picture we get of African leaders from the novel is that of a coalition of confused and manipulated people experiencing it on various ideological positions originating from elsewhere. Paul Vitta, the author of this novel, focuses on two ideological standpoints advocated by rival groups. One group has produced a development agenda which is referred to as Path Alpha. The other group has produced yet another ideological position called Way Omega. This novel, therefore, deals with the dysfunctional post-colonial states of Africa, buying into anything from anywhere. It depicts the horrors that could continue to plague the people of Africa. Unfortunately, in their hopelessness, the people continue to entertain a leadership that is blind to their plight. The novel paints a devastating picture of Africa indeed. It is a picture of millions of people on the knife's edge of daily survival. Some countries are beset by war and organized criminal networks that control all the political power and economic opportunities. International imperialistic networks of control have captured the continent and imprisoned it, so to speak. African countries are easily sucked into meaningless engagement with international financial institutions that impoverish them even further. The tragic events that happen on the continent bear witness to a deep-seated leadership crisis. Now, many African leaders are shown as flawed human beings who lack the wherewithal to rise to the challenges of our times. The novel shows that corruption is endemic in Africa. It is possessive and has disastrous consequences to African economies, the cohesion of our communities, and the social construct on which nations should be built. The author asserts that what we have in Africa are not nations, but states, and he goes ahead to make the distinction between states and nations. This book therefore serves as a reminder to African people that if we do not evolve visionary leaders, the continent will remain backwards forever. From the crisis in Zimbabwe to the Nigerian ethnic divide to the tragedy of the Democratic Republic of Congo DRC, the book satirically reveals the true tragedy of Africa. It also problematizes the manipulation of Africa by world financial institutions. By so doing, the novel shows how Africa has progressively sunk into the abyss of poverty. We therefore must understand that the novel is set in this depressing context. It is a bold portrayal rather, of the post-colonial African states. This is a continent in which the most land people are impoverished and made beggars. This is a society that does not value knowledge but cherishes ignorance. Finally, some of the main issues that the book depicts include the excruciating poverty, the endemic corruption and nepotism, the visionless leadership, and the betrayal of the people of Africa by their leader. In a nutshell, the novel also reflects on the concepts of a failed state and its attendant characteristics. Now, good students, this is of course a survey, a review, but in detail, we're going to be looking at the aspects as they are taken through, as we are going to go through the text together. And of course, what are some of the themes that come out effectively? What are the characters? Those perpetuate some of these particular themes. What are the motives that are depicted, that would be depicted in the text? And as we are embarking onto this particular new coursework here, how I wish that you hang around. That is from the beginning, as we've already started, and as we're going to move forward. And if in case you're coming across this work for the first time, you've not given it a thumbs up, give it right now. Give it a subscription, or subscribe brother, and of course share it with your friends, as we're looking forward to meet next time around very soon. Good day for now.